Welcome back, folks. I'm Jake ELLENBOGEN. Today, we are going to be talking about Kyren Williams again. But we got some news, some good stuff, and honestly, I think it's all going to work out in the end. Before we get into it, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Also, be sure to follow me on all my social media, including Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Kick, Twitch, wherever. Honestly, I'm all over the place. But without further ado, Kyren Williams, right? We're talking about a player who has really just absolutely succeeded as a 5th round draft pick. And I like to bring that up because this is where he's come from. He went from being a 5th round draft pick, a guy that didn't test particularly well, at the combine, at the pro day, always had question marks about the long speed, so forth, right? But he's turned himself into a back-to-back 1,000-yard rusher. And the big thing for him was that he struggled staying healthy. And then last year, he works on the durability and he stays healthy. So he is going to practice amid contract negotiations. And this confirms that he is progressing on a new deal. And that new deal has been underway since OTAs. Okay. He has no desire to hold out. It comes from him. His quote, "For me, there was no decision. I play football. That's what I love." I love that too, Kyren Williams. I love that too. The thing I love about this is we heard Kyren Williams reported to camp. And right after that, and I'm not throwing shade at anybody because I like Ian Rappaport. I like a lot of the reporters that put stuff out there. But they were putting out in the ether, this could be a hold-in. It's not going to be a holdout because he's at camp, but it could suggest that he is going to go to camp and sit out of camp. And that is not what Kyren Williams is going to do. He quickly shut down all the noise, all the rumors on that end. Sean McVay actually confirmed that the Rams are going to be sitting down with Drew Rosenhaus, his agent, tomorrow to continue contract negotiations. He praised how well Kyren handled the situation. Now, I want to give a shout out to Adam Grossbard, Jordan Rodrigue, Wyatt Miller, so many, Stu Jackson, all of these people, I'm sure I'm missing some, that essentially got these pieces of information from the interviews and what have you. I wouldn't have content today without those people. So the people that are actually there at camp, I'm just giving them credit because they deserve it. I'm not there. I'm in upstate New York, but it allows me now to give my thoughts and give you guys the information because of what they're doing. So I never want to just not give them credit. Obviously, none of this would be possible without them. So Kyren rolls up to camp, jolt of energy. He's on an electric scooter. He is basically, from what it sounds like from Adam Grossbard, Kyren's expecting a deal to get done. Okay, this isn't like, yeah, if it gets done, it gets done. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's not like, yeah, I'm just going to. We've seen it in the past. See, there are players in the past that have been like, yeah, that's just business. I'm just here to play football. And that kind of takes yourself, kind of separates yourself from essentially being a part of the team. We see that quite often in every sport. There's always at least one player that is like, yeah, it's a business and I'm just, we're going to see how things play out. I'm just going to play football or I'm just going to play baseball. I don't want to think about it. We saw it last year. Really good example. Juan Soto on the Yankees. Okay. The whole year's, I'm just, all 30 teams have a shot at me. I'm just playing baseball. I'm just here for this year. I'm playing baseball. He never attached himself to the New York Yankees, right? And that is what we oftentimes see nowadays from players. But when you get a player like Kyren Williams, who is a energizer bunny in a locker room, a player that a coach just absolutely loves, this is what happens. And Kyren expects a deal to get done. He isn't worried about the timing of it, even if it carries into the season. More on Kyren Williams, according to Adam Grossbard. The quote is, "I want to play for the Rams. That's who I want to stay with. And I know it'll work out." Well, he could know something. Maybe he doesn't know anything. But I'll tell you right now, when you come into camp with that mindset, you come into camp with that energy. If you watched him at the podium today, he's excited. He genuinely looks like he got good news and is excited about the future. And that's the cool thing, is that he looks excited about the future. We don't know what the future truly is. We don't. right? We have no idea. We don't know if the Rams are going to sign him. We don't know for sure. Nothing is a definite. But Kyren Williams is kind of teasing something here. If you really look at the way he's reacting and everything, it doesn't look like he's a guy that they're going to move on from after this season. It looks like a guy that maybe they've really made some serious strides in negotiations. Now, I don't know for sure. I've heard good things. I heard that, I've always maintained, I believe that they are going to re-sign him. I think this is different. Everyone keeps, thinking back to Todd Gurley and, Sean McVay will never pay a running back again. I don't agree. I do think they are going to pay Kyren Williams, but the thing that is cool to see is that you're starting to see this kind of evolve. A really good example, this time last year, Ernest Jones' contract stuff wasn't really being talked about anymore. All of a sudden, you have Les Snead and Sean McVay. They're talking about it in a different light, okay? Some people were worried it could go down like that. Those of you that want Kyren back, some people who don't want Kyren back, we're not worried. But the deal is, this is different than Ernest Jones. Kyren Williams has shown up. There's no issues medically or anything like that. He doesn't have to sit out, whatever, and he's ready to go. Kyren also mentioned, according to Wyatt Miller of the Rams, and I love that he tweeted this out, Kyren mentioned he has been doing grip strength exercises during the offseason to help with ball security. He's also worked on getting out of his cuts to increase explosiveness. I was told he was working on, speed training, like he wants to get faster. That's what I was told during the offseason he was going to be doing. So this really does align with that. He's clearly working on things. And for people who are wondering, why is he working on this now and why did he not work out before? I'm sure he covered it before in his workouts. I'm sure he addressed it. But the thing is, everyone told you, 2023, man, Kyren is electric. This offense is awesome when he's on the field. But when he's off the field, it's a problem. So much so, Sean McVay was like, you know what? We're going to draft Blake Corum, who's basically a clone of Kyren Williams. Because we love Kyren Williams that much that if he misses any time, Blake Corum is just going to slide right in there and be Kyren Williams for us. He's going to pass protect. He is going to catch passes out of the backfield. He is going to have that vision. He is going to have a nose for the end zone. Until 2024 came around and all the questions were answered. Can Kyren Williams stay healthy? And guess what? Kyren Williams stayed healthy. Not only did he stay healthy, and this is a big thing, but the reality is that he played all the games. He was given this giant trial to overcome. It was the injuries. And not only did he stay healthy the entire 2024 season, but he ended up, and I've said this way too many times, but he ended up with the fourth most touches, total touches, including postseason, for a Ram in organizational history. The only other three in a single season were all one guy, Eric Dickerson, okay? And he was getting over 400 carries. Let's not even talk about touches. He was getting carries, over 400 carries a season. So here's the real thing, okay? You want to know what's going on. Kyren Williams is far and away the best running back in the Rams organization as it stands right now. Could that change? Could Blake Corum, could, Hunter, could Jarquez Hunter? Yeah, absolutely. They could end up being better than Kyren Williams ever was. I'm not saying they can't. I might not believe that they're going to, and I like them, but I think Kyren ends up the better player when it's all said and done. However, right now, all I care about is right now, here in 2025, Kyren Williams is your best running back on this roster. Like, he is going to be still getting a pretty heavy workload, I believe. And I believe what's lost in translation is how much the Rams buy into him as a hard worker, his character. These are things that matter. When you're going to commit to somebody, whether it be via financially or, romantically or whatever, you want to know that that person has good traits, has a good character, is going to be ambitious and work hard, right? And cares. There's a caring nature to them. And Kyren cares. That's why he's out there. He's not holding in. He's not holding out. He's not a rookie who might not even play in the NFL this year. No. He is at training camp and is excited and is talking to the media and is not holding anything back. He wants to be a Ram. He plays football, and that's what he intends to do. And he is just going to let this thing play out. but he's not sitting there like some mercenary who just wants to leave. He is putting his name right next to the name of the Los Angeles Rams. So if he does have anything in his toolbox, right, then they likely believe he can build upon that and improve. That is what this contract really is. At 25 years old, he's already taking those steps to being a better player. I think way too often we look at the game of football and we look at running backs in particular. And early on, it's like, nope, that's who they are. They can't get any better. I remember Justin Forsett being a bust and then actually being a much better player on the Ravens. I actually remember Priest Holmes being better in Kansas City than he was in Baltimore. There are guys that have that wave. Marshawn Lynch was a better running back in Seattle than he was in Buffalo, okay? And that's just off the top of my head. There are plenty of arguments you can make. Guys that were way better at the end of their career or in the middle of their career than they were at the beginning of their career. And there are also guys that were better at the beginning, and then when they started getting in the middle or the end, well, the middle was the end. And you look at Eddie Lacy, and it's a perfect example. But guess what Eddie Lacy didn't do? He didn't take care of himself. He wasn't in shape, right? He didn't have the work ethic of Kyren Williams. I don't know about his character, so I won't speak on that. But the point being is that Kyren does have the things that give the Rams a bit of a relief when they're negotiating with him. They would not be negotiating if they didn't believe in him as a character guy, as a football player, as a guy off the field. Because part of investing in these guys, especially in a salary cap league where you have to pick the right guy, and if you don't, it can really hurt your roster. You have to invest in the guys that care, they love about football, they care about hard work, and these are guys that are going to be leaders. That's what you have to invest in. It's not easy. And by the way, you are going to let guys go that have all of those qualities because unfortunately, this is a salary cap league. I mentioned Juan Soto earlier. Baseball does not have a salary cap. Yeah, there's some teams that self-impose salary caps on their own, but there is not really a salary cap, okay? Simply put, the NFL, there is. It's why, unfortunately, and I have issues with the way it is, but this is just how it works. Unfortunately, some teams can actually kill all their progress just by paying the guys that they developed. Think about this. You find a bunch of guys in the 6th, 7th round, and say you pick 4 times. You pick 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, and they're all top guys. You're going to get penalized. You don't get anything for that. What do you get for that? You get 4 years of control on those guys. Then you have to pay them. You still have to pay them top dollar. It's not like you don't have to pay them because you drafted in the 7th or 6th round. It doesn't work that way. So that's the point. And when you see a guy like Kyren Williams come around, this is a rare player. Coming out of Notre Dame, that work ethic, that energy, that, the motivation. I mean, the fact that he loved pass protecting so much. He had like an ownership for it. He didn't just sit there and complain, no, I can do more than that. No. Show me, don't tell me. Right? And Kyren Williams has shown us he is a very, very good player worth investing in. Now, are there some concerns? Yes, the fumble is concerning, right? The fumbles are concerning. But again, so were the injuries, and he cleaned that up last year, which nobody seems to give him credit for. Well, I believe he's going to clean up the fumbles, and he's already taking steps to doing that, and I believe he is going to get more explosive, and I think you see a much better 23 this season than you have seen yet. So, in conclusion, my money is on Kyren Williams, and I believe the Rams' money is on Kyren Williams as well. If you guys enjoyed this, be sure to hit that like button. Otherwise, YouTube is going to assume that you hated every single minute of it. No idea why, but that's just how it works. So be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't. If you're a Rams fan, you haven't subscribed to my channel, well, you might not like me, so that's fine. But if you do like me and you like what I put out, I'm going to be doing it all year, okay? I'm talking post-game live streams. I'm talking all sorts of content. So there's going to be plenty on this channel. So if you want your Rams fix, definitely be sure to subscribe and also drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think about Kyren Williams. I think it's time for us to kind of shift the narrative a little bit and start talking about what the Rams feel like they have in this player and what they feel like they're investing in rather than just what he did fumbling wise. That can always change. He can improve upon that. And there have been many running backs in the past who have. Those are my thoughts. Let me know in the comment section below again what you guys thought. And be sure to follow me on all social media. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank God the NFL season is back, baby. Take care, folks. Later. All right, guys. So once again, just want to let you guys know that you can check out my new side project, The Lounge. I interview athletes, musicians, actors, actresses, all the nine. So definitely check it out over on the Lounge with Jake Ellenbogen channel. Be sure to subscribe and enjoy. In case you guys haven't noticed, I do have a Discord channel for my community on this channel. And if you want to be a part of it, it is free. The link is in the description below. You can sign up. This is basically a 24/7 Rams channel, and we are almost at 1,100 members. So if you want to be a part of it, just hit the link in the description below.